Hello and welcome back. I am the Ultimate Rookie, and today is part 2 of Cowdenbeath Dora Golf Course. It is going to be the back 9. As you can see, we are +8 through 9 holes, teeing off on number 10, 393 yards with a very severe uphill. A little bit of a chunk drive there, but right in the middle of the fairway. Quite often I've played this hole and sliced it off to the right hand side into those trees, so didn't even make it to that bunker, but quite pleased to have an iron in my hand on the fairway. It is going to be a 5-iron just up the hill, but an absolute chunk. Didn't get very far, 27 yards short of the flag, and it's just going to be a little lob wedge just over the edge of that bunker onto the green. Maybe got just a little bit too much on it. The greens are very fast. If you remember from the previous video, we will have a putt for par. It is slightly back uphill, but nothing too serious. It is a relatively flat green here. Put a little bit of oomph into it, but almost intimidated by how quick these greens are, and it is going to be a 2-putt. Moving on to the 11th, it almost drops off there just after the bunker in the middle of that fairway. It's an absolutely perfect drive. We'll take the bunker out of play and it'll roll down the hill ever so slightly. 361 yards this hole. We have 153 left, and this is actually almost quite a severe downhill. It's just doubling back on the 10th really almost. A slight hook, and I thought it was going straight for the bunker, but it did manage to just ever so slightly avoid it, just landing on the fringe. And quite an uphill putt this one, but I put way too much on it for a birdie putt. We've got quite a tough, you see the frustration there, quite a tough putt for par here again. Just slips past, and it is going to be another bogey, and we will be 10 over now through 11 holes, onto the 12th. 399 yards, huge dogleg left, and I do try and cut off the corner a little bit there. It is a perfect drive into the middle of the fairway. This shot you will see to the right hand side, there is a dog walker, and just slightly put off by that, and I do just slightly fade it off to the right, and it lands almost perfectly in the middle of this bunker here. 54 yards from the bunker. I do get good contact on this with the utility wedge, but it is just almost too good as it goes right past the green. And as you can see, this is on tractor tire marks as they are filling in the bunkers today, so you can hear the tractor in the background going back and forward. Not a great place for the ball to be sitting, and I just had to make sure that I got contact on it, so further away from the hole than I would like, and it is for bogey. The tractor is really putting me off. I do actually get put off quite easily by background noise, and it's something that I'm really working on. It's quite frustrating. The putt back is absolute rubbish as well, and it's going to be a 3-putt for a triple bogey, and we're now +13 through 12 holes. 5-iron off the tee here, 181 yards. It would have been a good distance, but it did get held up here in the rough. If it was accurate, it would have rolled nicely onto this very flat green. Just a chip here, trying to get it close. Does roll a little bit further than I expected. This green is maybe a little bit faster than the others. Being very conservative with my putts now on the back 9, and I thought I was going to get lucky there. But another bogey to take us to +14. So a dogleg right here. If you can carry the trees, there's a very slim chance that you can get it back on the fairway, but a slice from myself here, and we are in the thick rough 114 yards, so it is going to be a pitching wedge. Got very, very good contact on it though, and you can see in here with the arrow, you can see we managed to make it as a green in regulation, so we have a chance at birdie here to try and claw back the 14 shots over that we are. Thought it was quite a good putt, but it just faded at the last second. But I will absolutely take a 2-putt par as we move on to number 15, 363 yards, good contact with the drive, going to be perfectly in the middle of the fairway here. 169 to go, the dreaded 5-iron, really inconsistent with the 5-iron. Huge chunk there, took a lot of the ground, and it is going to be 29 yards short. You can actually see in this clip just how wet the fairways are compared to the greens. The greens are so fast, but the fairways are just absolutely sodden wet at points. And we do have a chance for par. We are just on the green still, so managed to line up the ball, and again just narrowly missing the hole as we double back on ourselves to the 16th plus 15, and it is going to be the dreaded slice into the trees on the right hand side. It did take me a good couple of minutes to find the ball and find a way for me to perch up the camera somewhere, but we're quite thick into the trees. As you can see, I couldn't really get a follow through, just pitching out, managed to get 100 yards closer, and we are 101. But it's a really good utility wedge onto the green to give myself a chance at par. Again, another flat green, very fast. Again, I've said it through pretty much every hole, but really surprised at how fast these greens were compared to the fairways. But it is going to be a 2-putt bogey. Now moving on to the 17th, really impressed with the way I played this hole. An absolutely perfect drive in the middle of the fairway. It's 517 yards. Left myself 299. Another dog walker to the right hand side. I was just praying that I did not slice it into their direction. Thankfully, it's an absolutely perfect hybrid. Got great follow through. Good distance on it, right up the middle of the fairway towards the hole. Left myself with 108 yards for another utility wedge. Aiming for the flag, but it is just going to be a slight draw, an unintentional draw, but it will be clean over the bunker, and I will have a chance at birdie here on the par 5. Again, another relatively flat green, just trying to make sure I get the right distance on it, but I don't quite get as much follow through as I would have liked. Slightly further away from the hole than I would like to be as well, but I was determined to make this, and a 2-putt par I will absolutely bite your hand off for. As you move on to the 18th and final hole, 338 yards. It does open up after the trees on the left hand side there, but unfortunately it is going to be another slice for myself. This is the first 18 that I've played this year. 4 months into the year I was getting actually quite tired. Do need to work on that a little bit. 134 yards. The slice wasn't that bad, it was just on the edge of the tree line there, but a really good pitch out of the rough, and I was just standing admiring it as it rolled down the fairway just 20 yards short. Will leave me with a lob wedge to try and get it close. This green was actually very dry compared to some of the others, but again, large and relatively flat. Chance at par to be 16 over, which would have been a tremendous score, would absolutely have taken that, but short. and it will be 17 over for the day, which is actually 7 under as a net score for me. 24 handicap on this course. You can see +8 through the first 9, a score of 43, +9 through the back with a score of 45. But overall, managed to get 5 pars, which I'm pleased about. The only disappointing things are those 2 triple bogeys that were really disappointing, something that I really need to work on. So thank you very much for watching. There will be another 9 holes coming out next week. Hopefully you tune in for that one. Appreciate it, and I will see you very soon.